Yo, welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. We're gonna be discussing Marvel Rivals' terrible optimization and how I hate this shit. I can't put up with it anymore. I've been preaching this since the day of the release, and goddamn is it garbage. Game sucks. Unreal Engine 5 sucks. I love the gameplay, but the game optimization is horrible. Pretty much, when I first started playing this game, I had these specs shown on screen right there. Then I upgraded my computer. This cost me quite a lot of money actually, and I got an upgrade mainly to my CPU. I got a 9700X. I got a new RAM, DDR5, and I got a new motherboard. Thinking, wow, helping me a lot, and it did. Just except not that much in Rivals. It did obviously help a lot, but for example, still I keep getting the same terrible 1% lows. Terrible stuttering in fights, things like that. Game is so badly optimized. It's just not even okay. Like the average FPS isn't that bad, but in my opinion, I should not be in a intense 1v1 fight where aim is everything, and then my frame rate drops to like 160 from like 250, bro. This is unacceptable. Okay, now obviously I may sound a little spoiled. I know this video sounds a bit complainy because, oh, why are you scared? What, I mean, why are you so sad about not having 240 frames? Like, not everyone has a 240 hertz monitor and is beautiful and sexy and good aimer like you. Well, because this is unacceptable, bro. I get 500 FPS minimum on every other game. I get 500 FPS on Valorant. I get 500 FPS on Overwatch. Like, this is the one thing that entices me even to play Overwatch is the performance, man. I don't want to play Overwatch. That's not why I'm there. I stopped playing Overwatch for a reason. The game is garbage. Now when Rivals comes in, gives me a good experience, lathers me up, and gives me a nice massage with some good gameplay. Good, like, characters. Nice gunplay. Nice everything. I love the game. I love the hustle, you know what I'm saying? I'm passionate about this. I love the game, man. But no. I just have to put up with garbage ass performance. Genuinely, this game is so uncompetitive and unserious. Genuinely. Okay? You're telling me I have like some of the best hardware that money can buy, realistically, for an average person, okay? Most average people have a considerably worse computer than me, and they cannot run this game at all. That is not even a good thing, okay? That's not a good thing. Like, sure, from your perspective, looking in on me complaining about this, you're gonna be like, "Oh, stop being a bitch, bro. Just put up with it." But okay, I'm in a privileged position where I have a pretty good gaming PC, okay? But like, if you look at other people, they are not in the same position as me, and they're complaining on Reddit, saying, "Yo, this game runs like shit on my computer," and I'm a husband of 4, by the way, with another kid coming on the way, bro, and I'm working 9 to 5, and I can't afford no damn computer because I have to feed my own goddamn kids. This is unacceptable, to be honest. And then they just tell you, oh, just buy another a brand new 5070, brand new 5090. Oh, just use DLSS performance, by the way. Not a single other video game that even has a competitive mode requires DLSS, bro. Just be serious right now. I am running this game lowest settings on a 3080. Motherfucker. Be serious. Like, god damn. Okay, so that's definitely my biggest gripe, is that how are you gonna release a game that's gonna be so unoptimized that even using DLSS performance settings just still is a terrible, objectively terrible experience. Now, this is what matters the most, is just, sure, the game may run well at the start, but just when you're in fights, when you're doing anything happens, bro. You walk out of spawn, immediately your frames dip, and it's just such an inconsistent, incoherent mess. This is the only game, by the way, where it is measurable. The latency on this game is measurable by NVIDIA overlay, bro. Be serious. Like most other games, I'm gonna chalk it up to, oh, this is just a variance, this is just random. This could be just like, misrepresented. But no, this is the only game where I get more than 10 milliseconds of input lag, and sometimes the game will just bug, and I will be getting 20 milliseconds of input lag. That's playing. Imagine you adding an additional 20 milliseconds to your fucking ping, bro. And it's even worse because every single input from your screen, like from your hands to your screen, there's a difference. But if you have ping, that's from your screen to the server, so it doesn't even feel that bad. Okay, it is. I genuinely think having 10 milliseconds of input lag is 10 times worse than having 10 milliseconds of ping, bro. Don't even try argue with me. If you cannot tell the difference, by the way, between like 10 milliseconds and 20 milliseconds of input lag, then you are just not fit to be a competitor. You should not be even like commenting. Okay, you shouldn't be saying nothing. If you cannot like see the difference, then you gotta get your eyes checked out, please. Don't be saying nothing to me, because this is just ridiculous. Okay, on every other game that I have mentioned before, Valorant, Overwatch, League, CS:GO, every single one of those games, I am getting 3 milliseconds of measurable input lag. Now, obviously, I know that Nvidia's overlay cannot be that accurate. It is definitely not that accurate. I do not have the ability to test all this input lag stuff and these things because I do not have the tools nor the budget to even like put my effort into that. But the fact that it's measurable by such a simple and available tool is crazy to me, bro. What do I think? Why do I think this happened? It's probably because Netease is not that experienced with Unreal Engine 5's optimization and things like that. Unreal Engine 4 was around for a long time, so people knew how to optimize for it. But Unreal Engine 5 kind of like scrapped everything and made people like kind of just like use DLSS as just like a band-aid fix. But that is just genuinely unacceptable for any game that even wants to have some sort of competitive aspect to it. If you look at how accessible almost every esports title is, like compared to Marvel Rivals in terms of what fucking hardware you need, bro. You can run most of these games on absolute potatoes, bro. I was running Valorant at like decent frame rate on like absolute garbage. And now I'm getting to have insane like zero input lag fucking experiences on these games now because I have an insane computer. You're telling me that you just that this is some sort of like wild thing to ask for? I genuinely don't think anyone should be hated on or like dismissed in this kind of argument when they're complaining about performance and being told to just upgrade your computer, bro, as if they have an extra $1,000 just laying around, because computer parts are also so expensive now, by the way. It's ridiculous. And you just don't get anything out of it. Like, you're telling me, bro, this game that looks more cartoonish than Overwatch runs 3 times worse. How the fuck is that even possible? I can max out the frame limiter on Overwatch, but this game, I have to limit my FPS to have a somewhat smooth experience, bro. Tell me how. That's ridiculous. Now, what can be done about this? Genuinely, I think we need to kind of have anyone take this seriously because this just makes the game so uncompetitive. Like, how are you gonna have any sort of like competitive fucking desire to play the game when you can barely even run the game and the game runs like shit and everything like that? It actually turned me off so much from the game because every time I'm playing, I have to like worry about like is my game just gonna randomly get 20 milliseconds of input lag? I don't know what this is from, by the way. I think it's something to do with G-Sync or how fucking the game sometimes just resets or something. I have no clue. But having to like always worry about like, oh, like have they done anything for the performance, or like is my game gonna stutter whenever I'm in a dire situation, which I don't have to worry about with any other game. So this is something that genuinely pisses me off because now, okay, Marvel Rivals came out, it gripped everyone with the gameplay, but now it's gonna have a harder time to retain people because the people that were just there for the gameplay, it's not novel anymore to them. You're gonna have to get people on, other than the Gooner skins, obviously. You're gonna have to like seriously give them some value, and if that value can just be found elsewhere with like more competitive games, or like, you know, having a better running game, I think people are just gonna flock away, and you can kind of see that. I'm not saying the game is dead, but I feel like the game would have definitely had a better time retaining players had it not run so garbagely. Now there is this YouTuber who's called Threat Interactive, and he like goes into so many and rips into so many devs for having such garbage optimization, bro. And like, even I don't even think he could do anything about this, man. This is ridiculous. Like, I hope that maybe he sees this video and does a deep dive onto Rivals if he hasn't done so already. Which, like, please, we need the devs to see this and like do something about it, because there just hasn't been anyone really taking time out of their day to like seriously make an effort on this. I feel like, I mean, in terms of the community voice, there hasn't really been anyone trying to do that, and it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. It's just been swept under the rug. Even on Reddit, it was a big problem at the start, and people just started ignoring it. You see barely any posts about it, and like, please, I love this game with a lot of my heart, bro. I genuinely do. I want to see this game succeed. I want to see it take over the world. Be the biggest esports game. But you can't be an esports game if you don't run like an esports title. They're called esports titles for a reason. League can run on a fucking garbage ass laptop. Anyone with an internet connection and a salvage yard computer can run League of Legends and eventually make it to become a pro. Okay, Marvel Rivals has such an insane barrier to entry for the average person. It is just not worth it for them to waste their time, and they're just gonna go play another game that doesn't run like garbage, and they don't stutter every 2 seconds, and they have a better time. One thing that actually pisses me off too is if you look at most benchmarks too, where people have the Ryzen 9 9800X3D. This is the best chip on the entire goddamn planet right now for games. They are still not getting good frame rate, like high frame rate, esports worthy fucking frame rate on this chip. Even with insanely high graphics cards, they are not getting such good frame rate, bro. Be like serious. The 1% lows is because 1% lows is the lowest your frame rate will get, pretty much, during a fight, during anything, and you're gonna feel that. Sure, the average might be high, but goddamn, the 1% lows are gonna make it miserable, because it might come during like an important flick. It might come during an important like situation where you're getting dove, or fucking 5 ults go happen at the same time and you lose track of one because your game fucking stuttered or the frame rate dipped or anything happened, and it's just like pisses me off to an absurd degree. Please do something about this. Please, please, please. Yeah, that's pretty much all it is to this video, guys. I really love this game, to be honest, as much as I was hoping that I would be able to stream it comfortably. There's another thing I completely forgot about. I haven't been even able to stream this game consistently because it just runs so fucking dog shit. Oh my god. I would rather just not stream and have a good competitive fucking experience and like not lag like a motherfucker, rather than just streaming, which obviously is not good. I would love to stream this game. I would love to take time and like try become a bigger streamer, and now I have nothing to stream because I don't play any other games. Realistically, I don't actually play that many other games other than Rivals recently, so I don't have anything I can stream. Like, damn, bro, they gotta do something about this, truly. Yeah, pretty much that's all. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys' opinion on this is. I think maybe it's not as bad on consoles. I hope not, but this side from PC, like, you gotta have top 1% PC in this bitch, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, or night, or afternoon. I don't know.